Kamaljeet, what we hear is that there could be a Pakistan-China nexus. More importantly, Rajouri and Poonch sector becoming a real menace, despite much of the joint operations happening to comb that area, make it free of terrorists. You have brazenly militants infiltrating those regions and killing our security forces. And in a shocking development, we hear that there could be a China hand behind it.
First of all, let me give you the MHA figures, especially the parliament. There has been a 66% decline from 2018 to 2022. Meanwhile, there has been a specific tactical shift as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, because earlier it was Kashmir which was the focus. And obviously there has been an input that to draw away attention from Ladakh area, there has been an increased activity, especially in the Jammu region. And we've seen how terrorist activity has gone up, especially around Rajouri, Poonch, Surankot, and this is where the tactical shift is specifically seen. Now, Pir Panjal had earlier been used for infiltration, for terrorists coming in as a particular route, but now we've seen it's not just the particular pattern, because remember the ones who staying in POK, the language, the look, all of them is alike, so it's easily to kind of mix with the population, unlike Kashmir, where the terrorists coming in from POK would actually stand out. And this is where the area, the terrain itself in this particular region, there is a thick heavy foliage. The area is quite vast, and what we've seen is in the past 26 months, there have been 8 major terrorist attacks, and we've been told that over 20 soldiers have been killed in these particular operations. So what we know is that the counter-terror operations in Kashmir is more small, it's more hilly, but here in these particular regions, it's a more flattened area and smaller hills with a lot of greener foliage. And now what the army has done is to ensure that there was the Trinetra for that instance operation was carried out to flush out terrorists, but meanwhile the area itself carries a lot of challenges. The tactical shift is also very clear, moving from Kashmir to draw away attention from Ladakh. So all these inputs are important and significant, but meanwhile some of the aspects are about the region, the terrain, about mixing the population, and we've been told it could perhaps the PAFF or the PAF may have the same module which goes ahead and attacks especially during the daytime. And this particular instance also, the attack happened at 3:45 p.m. Much in the daylight, and obviously the area is chosen, a recce has been done to ensure that they have an area where the vehicle would slow down, to ensure that they actually ambush at a time which gives these terrorists a vantage position. And we were told there were nine army personnel in 2 of these vehicles, one a smaller gypsy and one a truck. So all this has been done, and if this is the terrorist group which can be neutralized, and we've been told that at one point of time the 9 paras had surrounded them, locked them, boxed them in, but they did manage to escape. The biggest challenge is to neutralize this particular terrorist module, which is behind several number of attacks, especially on the security forces. All this now remaining a big challenge. Now we've heard Home Minister Amit Shah telling in the parliament that by 2026 there would be zero terrorism. There's a zero policy of terrorism in any case, but this is a big challenge, especially in the area of Rajouri, Poonch, which has seen several of these attacks happening in the past 26 months.
You know, and what's and it's quite evident with the figures, even what Kamaljeet presented to us, and the facts that we have. Figures clearly show a dip in terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir. But it's unfortunate that here we hear sources giving us information that this is Pakistan and China nexus that's really acting up in the Rajouri Poonch region. If I could give you a little bit of information that we have here, is how Pakistan-China's plot is now, their nexus now is coming up with a plot to revive terrorism in the Poonch sector, which had dipped drastically in the previous years, has now risen extensively. And as much as the forces, our Indian forces, are trying to fight back those terrorists, we see build-up of militants in that region. And news is that it could be China's hand behind it. We see a larger game plan. It appears not to allow India to ease out from the Jammu and Kashmir region. In fact, Pakistan has been sending terrorists to carry out and provoke India for retaliation. They've been backing terrorists, constantly trying to push them into the Poonch Rajouri sector to keep our Indian forces engaged. As we know here, Pakistan wants to garner support before February 8th polls. Of course, what we know is the Pakistan always plays the victim card, as if that India is trying to target them. And now with February 8th polls coming up, it appears that could be one of the reasons to why they're pushing terror along the borders, just to cut a picture before their janta.